Have you ever wondered what would happen if one day we woke up and not a single drop of rain ever fell again? How would the world change? How long could humanity survive? And most importantly, could there possibly be any benefit to such a disaster? This is What If. So let's imagine a world where Earth suddenly becomes a completely rainless planet and explore what would happen next. Day 1 without rain. Everything looks normal. No one senses that anything has changed. A week passes. People assume it's just the weather playing tricks. A brief and harmless shift 1 month. Meteorologists are uneasy. Forecasts begin to look unusual. Rain clouds are disappearing, they warn. But still, no one realizes that the world is no longer the world we knew. The first thing to change when the rain stops is the soil. Agriculture halts. Plants stop growing. The ground cracks open and river levels begin to fall. Fast trees shed their leaves one by one. Small lakes vanish from the map. Animals are forced to travel farther each day just to find water. And some never make it back. Water is no longer just a necessity, it becomes a rare and precious resource. Prices rise. Lines grow longer. And for the first time, people begin to feel truly afraid. 1 year without rain? At this point, it's no longer just a problem. It's a full-scale catastrophe. What's happening? Crops are dying off in massive numbers. Food shortages spread across the entire world. Rivers, lakes, and springs begin disappearing one after another. Reservoirs drain all the way to the bottom. The water cycle, like the planet's hidden heartbeat, comes to a complete stop. We've always thought of rain as just a simple weather event, but in reality, it's the engine that keeps all life running. Some regions of the world are no longer livable. But why are people leaving? The soil has become completely unusable. Conflicts, even full-scale water wars, erupt between nations fighting for the last remaining sources. Factories shut down because there isn't enough water to operate. Hydroelectric plants stop working, triggering a massive energy crisis. And the forests? In a world without rain, forests turn into gigantic containers of fuel, waiting to ignite. One spark is all it takes, and miles of forest go up in flames, reduced to ash. Rain is not just water, it's the purifier of our atmosphere. And when the rain stops, the world forgets how to breathe. Layers of dust accumulate in the air. Toxic particles remain suspended, never settling to the ground. Cities become swallowed by thick, heavy smog. Even taking a simple breath outside becomes difficult, and the result? Respiratory and lung diseases explode like an outbreak. This may sound strange, but the scientific explanation is exactly this. If there is no rain, the water that evaporates never returns to the ground. As a result, sea levels begin to slowly drop. And as the oceans retreat, marine life dies off in massive numbers. The entire ecosystem starts to collapse, but the scariest consequence of all? Around 50% of the world's oxygen disappears. Because half of the air we breathe doesn't come from trees. It comes from phytoplankton. After a few years, the planet becomes unrecognizable. Deserts expand at a terrifying pace. Green regions vanish from the map. Cities are abandoned as the water crisis deepens, their buildings standing like silent stone shells. Millions of people are forced to migrate, to completely rebuild their lives elsewhere. And the world begins to look like something else entirely, as if we're living on the first half-dead version of Mars. This question may sound strange, but a world without rain does have a few small advantages. No floods, storms, or torrential rains. Every year, millions of people lose their lives in floods. In a rainless world, these disasters almost completely disappear. Fewer harmful insects. Mosquitoes, ticks, and moisture-loving parasites cannot survive in such conditions. They vanish quickly. 3. Calmer weather. Powerful storms, hurricanes, and lightning strikes become rare, almost forgotten. But all of these so-called benefits mean nothing. Not even a grain of dust compared to the overwhelming catastrophe the planet faces. A world without rain is a world that cannot be lived in. Rain is not just a weather event. It is the invisible force that revives the soil, keeps plants alive, refills the oceans, purifies the air, and protects all life on Earth. And when the rain disappears, the planet itself begins to fade away, piece by piece within just a few years. As terrifying as this scenario may sound, remember this is only a what-if thought experiment. In reality, the world suddenly losing all rain is something that simply cannot happen. So take a deep breath, because the rain clouds are still here, the water cycle is still running, and our planet is very much alive. And if you want to explore more alternate scenarios where the world changes in unbelievable ways, keep watching. This is What If?